When she wakes up, a scary man is gonna kill her.
Huh?
Cloud tries to save her, but he doesn't make it in time.
Every great magic trick consists of 3 acts. The first act is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary. But of course, it probably isn't.
No, you're trying to fool me.
The second act is called the turn. The magician makes this ordinary something do something extraordinary. Now you're looking for the secret,
Why did you stop me?
but you won't find it.
I'm not really sure.
That's why there's a third act called the prestige. This is the part with the twists and turns. Their lives hang in the balance. And you see something shocking you've never seen before.
Whispers going up against the planet in the life stream. And these whispers are with Sephiroth, right?
Destiny's Crossroads. There's no point fighting over a fate.
This is the key, which grants access to the true counterpart hidden between worlds.
Give it back!
A confluence of worlds and emotions.
And? Any idea who was winning? Could you tell?
Must admit, I underestimated you.
Hello and welcome. After watching countless theories claiming that Aerith dies at the end of Rebirth, I decided to create a video of my own and share my perspective on the game's ending. Because I believe that Aerith actually survives. To understand what really happened, let's take a closer look at a few key moments. And let's begin with the first one. What is the true role of fate in Final Fantasy VII Remake? Based on the different versions of Stamp shown to us in various worlds, where Zack and Cloud made different fateful decisions, we can assume that we've seen 5 distinct realities. The first reality, in which the main characters are present during the initial part of the remake, features a beagle breed. In the world with the beagle, we witness a destiny very similar to that of the original game. The developers also show us that the whispers don't allow the course of events that is meant to happen to be fully disrupted. We see this in the case of Barret, whom Sephiroth fatally stabs, but after the intervention of the whispers, Barret's wound miraculously disappears. Sephiroth understands that he cannot alter the destined timeline, so he provokes the group, especially Cloud, to follow him into a world where events might unfold differently. This world, it seems, represents a timeline more favorable to Sephiroth. That's why, before Cloud enters Sephiroth's world, Aerith stops him and makes her own changes, thus altering the nature of the world and creating yet another reality with an unknown fate. In doing so, we now have a sixth reality, whose portal is opened by Sephiroth, and a seventh, opened by Aerith. These two realities are very similar to each other, since unlike the others, they originate from the same point and thus continue directly from the very end of the first part of the remake. As for the fate that awaits in them, Aerith says the following.
What will we find on the other side?
Freedom. Boundless, terrifying freedom.
It is implied that on the other side, events await them that could alter the storyline of the original, or in other words, the fate of their own world. Since the player witnesses this scene before the events of Rebirth, they are not yet fully able to grasp what all of these scenes truly mean. For years after the release of Remake, the sequel Rebirth is released. While playing through it, players become deeply immersed in the thrilling events, yet they may not realize that all this time, they might have been shown scenes from different realities, the sixth and seventh worlds. Pay close attention to this particular scene in the game. Listen to the sound design.
How come everything started shaking?
Observe Cloud's facial expression, the way his hair falls differently across his face. And the positioning of Aerith and Yuffie. All of this leads one to think about the possibility of two different Clouds, and two different worlds. Worlds can merge or separate over time.
Just as worlds unite, so too do they part. But who's to say they can't unite again?
Others, like Tifa for example, can perceive both realities in special cases such as during the merging of worlds, or possibly in situations like the one in Gonnaga, when she was on the verge of death, submerged in a Mako tank, thus coming closer to the livestream.
It's like there's different people inside of me. And the worst part is, I can't even tell where they end and I begin.
This explains the moments when Cloud experiences visions, and the viewer sees a television static effect symbolizing Cloud as a receiver, picking up waves and signals seemingly coming from different sources. In this sense, he is unique. Cloud is the only one who can see actions unfolding in both worlds simultaneously, regardless of whether the worlds are currently merging. This means that the Cloud from the sixth world is intrinsically linked to the Cloud from the seventh, and their connection inevitably influences his actions in both realities. In this sense, Cloud is fractured, unable to fully regain control over himself. Aerith understands this and tries to shield, or perhaps even hide, Cloud from the influence of Sephiroth in the sixth world. This is why she speaks of a boundless sky as opposed to Cloud's sky, which has been split in two, forcing him to exist, metaphorically, between both worlds. And this brings us to one of the key ambiguous moments in the game, when Aerith says,
There's no point fighting over a fake!
Pay close attention to Sephiroth's expression as he controls Cloud in that scene. Didn't it strike you as odd that Aerith first calls the black materia a fake, only to then desperately try to take it away from Sephiroth? From the original game, we know that the real Sephiroth is frozen in the mountains of Nibelheim at this point, and couldn't possibly be present in the first half of the story. Have you ever wondered why, at the end of both Remake and Rebirth, we always face Sephiroth only to immediately battle Jenova afterward? The true villain throughout Remake and Rebirth is Jenova. Sephiroth is also present, but he is trapped in the future, at the edge of existence, which is precisely where we fight him in a cosmic setting. And at the end of those battles, we never actually kill him, not in Remake, not in Rebirth. The Black Materia, then, is merely a tool used to revive the frozen Sephiroth in the present timeline and cast Meteor, a spell meant to destroy just one world. But Jenova's real and ultimate goal is reunion. That's why Sephiroth's image so casually lets go of the Black Materia, dropping it to the floor. And this is exactly why, when Aerith says the line, she's referring to the fake reality of the sixth world, a truth that Sephiroth's projection instantly recognizes. He quickly adjusts his plan, aiming to reach the seventh reality through Cloud.
This is the key, which grants access to the true counterpart hidden between worlds.
Give it back!
Whoa!
What does Sephiroth truly mean? If he was referring to the Black Materia, he could have simply said so, yet the word he uses is counterpart. Perhaps he meant the counterpart to the Black Materia, the White Materia? But why would he need it, when it's the Black Materia he actively seeks?
That doesn't
Moreover,
belong here.
he didn't attempt to take the White Materia when he first encountered it in the Sleeping Forest. If we recall his true goal, reunion, it becomes clear that his greater objective is to return to the source of all realities, including the one that has been hidden from him, Aerith's reality. I believe Sephiroth understood the deeper meaning behind Aerith's words, that when she said fake, she was referring to the sixth reality itself, and with it, the version of Cloud that is under his influence. That's why he begins to skillfully manipulate the group, to ultimately reach the seventh reality, the true one for Aerith. Until Cloud fully regains his identity, a merging of worlds takes place. However, as we see in the finale, things do not go as smoothly as Sephiroth hoped.
That's why you have to make Cloud better. If he's sick, he can't save Aerith.
Cloud, in the seventh reality, breaks free from his control and deflects the strike, saving Aerith, creating a critical divergence from the sixth world, where she dies, and the seventh, where she is saved. This is precisely why, in the final battle with Sephiroth at the edge of existence, we fight him twice, first alongside Zack, and then with Aerith from the seventh reality. In the battle with Zack, Sephiroth quickly manages to separate them, maintaining control over his own world through otherworldly powers. But in the continuation of the seventh reality, during the fight with Aerith, his power is halted by Aerith herself, manifested as the White Whispers. That's why Sephiroth says,
I must admit, I underestimated you.
in the end, we are only shown what the director wants us to see. Just like before, most of what we see takes place in the sixth world, where Sephiroth leaves behind a seed, the Black Materia, a sign that the battle may be won, but the war is far from over. But now there is a crucial difference. Cloud is one step closer to understanding what's truly going on. This time, the better part of him, the version from the seventh world, finds peace and clarity. He begins to distinguish between the sixth and seventh realities. And as we know, the first step to solving any problem is recognizing it.
Walking city streets with worn cobblestones, listening to people rushing past to rhythms all their own. Life passing me by, not thinking how the years have flown, until I met you. I won't say that it was fate. I won't say that it was destiny. But if not, what could it be that drew you towards me? Could it be till the day